Want to make your money work for you even before you turn 20? Imagine starting to invest right now, watching your savings grow, and having a future that's financially secure all while you're still in school. Stay tuned to learn how to start investing today. No experience needed. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're a teenager and you've ever wondered how to grow your money, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about how you can start investing as a teenager. No, it's not too early, you can totally do it, and I'm going to show you exactly how. Stick with me. 1. Why invest early? 0-30. First things first. Why should a teenager like you even care about investing? Simple. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. Think of it like planting a tree. The sooner you plant it, the bigger it gets. When you invest early, you take advantage of something called compound interest, which basically means earning interest on the money you've already earned. Sounds awesome, right? Pause for emphasis. So let's break this down. If you start investing just $50 a month at 16, by the time you're 30, that $50 will grow way more than if you waited until you were 30 to start. Time is on your side, and that's something adults often wish they had. 2. Where to start? 105. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but where do I even start? There are lots of ways, but let's keep it simple for now. 1. Stocks. One popular way to invest is by buying stocks, which is just a small ownership in a company. When the company does well, your stock grows in value. But here's the thing, stocks can go up and down, so you'll need to be patient. And remember, it's best to pick companies you believe in. 2. Index funds or ETFs. If you're thinking, I don't want to risk it all on one stock, no worries. You can also invest in index funds or ETFs. These are like baskets of stocks, so even if one company doesn't do well, the others might. It's a safer way to invest because you're spreading out your money. 3. Cryptocurrencies. Okay, some of you might be interested in crypto like Bitcoin or Ethereum. It's really popular right now, but keep in mind, it's super volatile. That means it can go up a lot in value, but it can also drop fast. So make sure you're only investing what you're okay with potentially losing. 4. Robo-advisors. Lastly, there are robo-advisors. These are like automatic investing services that create and manage a portfolio for you. You just set it up, and the robo-advisor handles everything. It's a perfect option for beginners who don't want to spend too much time on it. 3. How to start? -2 o'clock. Okay, now let's get into the practical stuff. How do you actually start investing as a teenager? 1. Open an account. You're going to need an investment account. You can start with a custodial account if you're under 18, which your parent or guardian will manage for you. But once you turn 18, you can open your own account. Apps like Robinhood. For mistakes to avoid, to 40 as you're getting started. Here are a couple of mistakes you should definitely avoid. 1. Panic selling. When the market drops, it's easy to want to sell everything. But that's usually the worst thing to do. It's better to stay calm and remember that investments usually recover over time. 2. Chasing quick gains. Don't get distracted by all those quick money schemes you see online. They may seem tempting, but most of them are risky and don't work in the long run. 3. Overcommitting. Invest only what you can afford to lose. It's important to have a solid emergency fund before you start investing. You don't want to risk money that you might need right away. Imagine this, if you had to start everything from scratch today, your career, your dreams, your goals, what would you do differently? In this video, I'm going to share exactly what I'd do if I started from scratch again. And trust me, it could change the way you look at your journey too. 1. First step, get clear on what matters most. The first thing I do is sit down, take a deep breath, and really get clear on what matters most to me. I'm talking about my values, my passions, and the purpose I want to serve. It's easy to get distracted by everything happening around you, social media, trends, what everyone else is doing. But if I started from scratch again, I make sure I focus only on what lights me up. Don't chase the next shiny thing. Go after what makes you feel alive and grounded. Pause for emphasis. Because, trust me, that is the foundation that will carry you forward. 2. Start building a network, not just a following now. This one is huge. A lot of people get caught up in the idea of growing their followers or becoming popular on social media. But if I were starting from scratch, I would focus on building meaningful relationships, not just a following. Having a strong, supportive network of people who genuinely care about you will always trump having 10,000 random followers. Reach out to others in your niche, comment on their work, support them, and build real friendships. It's these connections that will open doors you didn't even know existed. 3. Master one skill, then expand. Don't try to be everywhere at once. If I were starting over, I'd pick one skill that I know I can excel at and master it. You can always branch out later, but you need to focus on getting really good at one thing first. Whether it's content creation, marketing, coding, or something else, focus your energy on becoming the best at that. Once you're there, you'll be in a much better position to expand into other areas. 4. Take action before perfection. I get it. We all want to do things perfectly, but perfection can be the enemy of progress. If I started from scratch, I wouldn't wait to have everything figured out before starting. I would jump in, take messy action, and learn as I go. The truth is, you're never going to have everything in place, and that's okay the more you try. 5. Be patient and kind to yourself. And finally, if I were starting from scratch again, I'd remind myself daily that things take time. Growth doesn't happen overnight. I'd be patient with the process, kind to myself when things get tough, and trust that every small step forward counts. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is success. Ever wondered how some people make thousands of dollars every single week from the stock market? What if I told you that I've cracked the code and am consistently making $17,000 a week with stocks? Keep watching and I'll show you exactly how it works. 1. The mindset shift. Before we dive into the technical stuff, let's talk about mindset. When I first started, I thought it was all about finding that one stock that would skyrocket and make me rich overnight. But here's the truth. Successful stock traders aren't lucky, they're strategic. In fact, one of the biggest things I had to learn was to stop thinking of stocks as a quick way to make money. It's more like a long-term partnership where patience is key. You can't expect to hit a home run every time. Instead, you need to build up your knowledge, make smart decisions, and let time work in your favor too. The power of consistent investments. Let me tell you about how I got started. The key to my success was consistent investing. I didn't wait for some magical stock to appear. Instead, I focused on building a portfolio with a mix of stocks that I believed in, both high growth and stable companies. What you'll notice about my strategy is that it isn't about gambling on random stocks. I spend a lot of time researching, looking at the fundamentals, and learning about companies that are growing at a steady pace. Think of it like planting a tree. You water it, nurture it, and eventually it grows into something that generates consistent returns. My $17,000 per week didn't happen overnight, but it happened because I kept investing consistently. 3. Leveraging options for high returns. Now, here's where things get interesting. Options trading. This was the game changer for me. Instead of just buying stocks, I started using options to multiply my gains. Options allow you to control a lot more stock for less money, which means bigger potential profits. But of course, it comes with higher risk. I spent a lot of time learning about different option strategies like calls and puts and how to properly manage risk. I don't want to bore you with all the details here, but just know this. Options can be extremely powerful if you use them correctly, and they are a big part of how I make $17,000 every week. 4. Risk management. Don't lose your shirt. Let me be clear, with the potential for huge gains comes the potential for huge losses. That's why risk management is so important. What I've learned is to never risk more than I can afford to lose on any single trade. I've set rules for myself. like only using a small portion of my portfolio for high risk options. The majority of my money is tied up in long-term investments that are more stable and less volatile. I always use stop-loss orders to minimize losses, and I've gotten very disciplined about when to exit a trade. If you don't manage risk properly, you could end up losing everything you've worked for. So always have a plan and stick to it. 5. Automation and technology. As much as I love the stock market, I don't want to be glued to my computer screen all day long. That's where automation comes in. I use different tools and software that help me track the market, set alerts, and even automate some of my trades. One of my favorite tools is the stock screening app that allows me to set up criteria for potential investments. This saves me hours of research and helps me focus on the stocks that are most likely to give me the returns I'm looking for. So there you have it. Making $17,000 a week from stocks isn't about luck. It's about consistency, a solid strategy, managing risk, and leveraging the right tools. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. It takes time, patience, and a willingness to learn. But with the right approach, you can make money in the stock market too. If you want more in-depth lessons on any of these topics, just let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to create more videos for you. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future content. Thanks for watching, and happy investing.